Today I was sad to hear that Dr. Dan Wilson, a mentor of mine, passed away. When I graduated from chiropractic college, Dr. Dan was the first one to hire me to do a locum in his office. This was in 1993 when I first came back from Toronto. I was in Winnipeg, and Dr. Dan invited me to go to his group, which met every Wednesday, I think it was, for lunch at a Chinese restaurant on Main Street by Redwood in Winnipeg. And Dr. Gary Specht would be there and some other chiropractors, and we would sit around and talk chiropractic and just became friends. It took about 2 months, and Dr. Dan asked me if I could take over his practice for 3 weeks, as he was going to take some time off. And that was very exciting for me, being able to work in a chiropractor's office for real. And then from there, Dr. Gary Specht, another guy in the group, invited me to work in his office, and then a third guy, and it just kind of went from there. Yeah. So he was the first one to give me a break, to show confidence in my skills. And over the years, I would visit with Dr. Dan, do other locums in his office, and eventually become good friends with them. And what struck me about Dr. Dan Wilson was that his sense of humor. He was always kind of kidding around, and yet he was professional. He was a good adjuster. He studied at the Palmer College in the States, and his adjustments were always very good, and I admired his technique. And then also he joined the board at the Manitoba Chiropractic Association, and he stood up for what he believed in, and I really did respect that too. So even though I've moved to British Columbia, Dr. Dan will be sorely missed. I spent a good part of the day today after I heard the news thinking about Dr. Dan and remembering the good times of working in his office and spending time with him, and the care he showed me and also my family too, because members of my family would go to see him in his chiropractic office while I was in chiropractic college and even before that.